Hi guys, welcome to my channel That Girl in London. How are you all doing? I hope you're having a great day and great week. I am back with another informative video and today we're going to talk about interviews. Yes. So whether you're preparing for a competitive exam or you have to upgrade your job or you're planning to move abroad, having a good interview skills can improve your success rate significantly. I have given a lot of interviews in my life, whether it is about cracking IIM or securing a job in top MNC consulting or landing my dream job in London. I have given a lot of interviews and I did a lot of research and preparations for these interviews. Also in IIM, we were taught and trained on how to crack different kind of interviews. And I'm going to condense all this information into my top 5 tips for cracking interviews. These 5 tips will definitely help you in cracking your next interview. I'm also going to share my interview experience, especially the one where I didn't answer even a single question and yet I was able to get shortlisted for an IIM. But you will know about that in the end. So do stay tuned till the end of the video. My first tip is body language. Body language speak louder than your words. So how are you entering the room? How are you sitting? How are you speaking? How are your face expression can tell a story to interviewer. Knowingly and unknowingly, you are actually creating an impression on your interviewer. So remember these 5 things about body language whenever you're giving an interview. First of all, when you walk in, walk with confidence. Walk as if you own the room. Even if you are not very well prepared for the interview, even if you feel that maybe you're not good fit for the position or you don't know enough, forget about all those things. Just be confident. Walk as if you're amazing, you're great, and you're best fit person for that job. Because the kind of vibe that you give is the kind of vibe that interviewer is going to get from you. Second thing is firm handshake, especially for girls and women. When you're shaking hands, don't do it like this or like this. Give a proper handshake, a firm handshake. It shows that you're confident. The third thing is expression. So maintain a pleasant expression. I would say that actually mirror your interviewer. So if you think that your interviewer is smiling a lot, cracking jokes, then you can also smile and be cheerful. So to control your emotion in IIM, we were told to practice all our answer in front of the mirror so that we can see like what kind of expressions we are making while giving any answers. The next thing is so important, eye contact. I've actually tagged a video by avoiding eye contact. So when I say tag the video, it means that I purposefully got myself rejected because I got to know from my senior that the culture was not that great in that company. And I answered all the questions fine, but I didn't maintain the eye contact. I was looking here and there while I was giving answers and I got rejected from that interview. In that scenario, that was the result that I was looking for. But my point is eye contact is so important. Even if all your technical answers are correct and you're saying the right thing, if you don't look at the interviewer and answer them, it would show that you're insecure, you're not confident enough. And also if you have 3 panelists or interviewer in front of you, you have to look at all of them while answering your question. Even if one person is asking you question, it shows that you're aware of your environment. The last thing about body language is make sure you have open and confident body language. That means you're not slouching or you're not sitting like this. Sit straight. I would advise take a power pose. So you would see most of the leader whenever they present your speaking, they'll always have this power pose. So keep this power pose. Make sure your hand gestures are minimum, and this really helps me to control those. Tip number 2 is dressing appropriately. Studies have shown that interviewer form an opinion about you in first few minutes of the interview, and your dressing sense play a key role in forming that opinion. If you dress well, it shows professionalism, it shows your attention to detail, it shows that you're respecting that opportunity. Now, how should you dress? Well, it depends upon the culture of the company. For example, if you're giving an interview for an MNC, you will probably dress in business formals. If you're giving interview for a startup, you'll probably dress in business casuals. But overall, the basic thing is your clothes should be neat and tidy. There shouldn't be even a single stain. They should be well ironed. They should be well tailored. You should not have loose fitted clothes on interview day. For girls, I would say do a minimal makeup that make you look fresh and presentable. And for your hair, keep it something simple, sleek, So overall, you should look elegant and demure. But all these are basic things. You all know it. What I would like to do is I would like to add my personal touch to my outfit so that I do get differentiated from other candidates. Because honestly, it's all about being remembered. If the interviewer remembers you positively out of all the 20 people that he's interviewed, you would make the cut. An example of that would be, suppose I'm giving interview for Apple. I would probably have a Apple badge here just to show how excited I am for this opportunity. Or for example, if I'm giving interview for Mercedes or BMW, I'll pick a tie which has a lot of cars on it, or I'll have car badges. So these small things, they are not too distractive, and they also help you differentiate from the other candidate, and they could be such a good icebreaker between you and your interviewer. The third tip is being genuine. Authenticity always stands out. So remember this, that your interviewer are interviewing more than 20 people in a day or more than 10 people in a day, and they have heard all the perfect Google answers for the questions. For example, my weakness is I am a perfectionist. Cut the BS, guys. Cut the BS and be genuine with your interviewer. People really appreciate when you are being genuine with them, but you also need to be smart. For example, if somebody asks me what is my weakness, now I know that my weakness is sometimes I get overwhelmed if I have a lot of things to do, if things are out of my control. So how I would answer that question is, I feel my weakness is sometimes I get too passionate or too attached with the job that I'm assigned to, and I start worrying about the things which are even out of my control, and that boundary of what is in my control and what is out of my control gets blurred for me. What I'm doing to improve that is I am doing a lot of yoga and meditation from last few years so that I can calm myself and I can understand what is within my control and what is out of my control, and I can focus my attention on things which is within my control and work best for them. Now this shows two things. One, that I'm self-aware. I know what is my weakness and what are my strengths. Second, I am working on my weakness, which shows that I'm always learning and I'm growing. So basically, whenever you are preparing for most common questions from Google, always insert your personal details, your personal touch into it. So the next thing is structure. Structuring your answer is so important because one, it helps interviewer follow your answer properly. It shows that you are mature. It shows that you know how to deal with ambiguity and chaos. And it shows that you have a structural thinking, which is needed for every position. You must have heard about STAR approach a lot. And I really like that approach actually. So what is STAR approach? Basically, S stand for situation, context. So starting by giving a little bit of situation context. T stand for what were the challenges that you faced in that particular situation, and then you talk about what are the actions that you've taken to overcome those challenges, and the last one is R, which is basically what were the results after your actions. Now the question is, how do you make sure that all your answers are structured, especially when the interviewer is asking you so many questions? I mean, we cannot think on our feet so much, right? So for that, I have two tips for you. When we were in IIM, we were told to prepare 15 situations from our life, personal life, professional life, school, colleges, in this order, in this star order. And we used to have a repository of all these incidents. So for example, in school, were there any incident where you came out as a leader, or were there any incident where you took ownership of something even when you were not asked to? So whenever an interviewer is asking you, you can always refer back to this repository and think which situation fit best, and because you've already prepared the answer in this format, you would able to repeat it in the interview as well. And the second tip is, whenever an interviewer asks you a question, it is always okay to take a minute to think and gather your thoughts. Believe me, taking a minute to think and gather your thoughts and giving a structured answer is much better than just start rambling and unstructured answer. I have actually taken interviews as well, and I've realized that so many times people just don't take this opportunity. The moment I ask them question, they start answering it without realizing that they can take this time, gather their thoughts, and then prepare a good answer. And the other thing is, always make sure that none of your answers are more than 1 minute or 1.5 minutes long. Always keep them short and to the point, and if interviewer wants to know more, he would ask you more questions. All right, So the last thing is knowing about the company. So when I say know about the company, not just knowing about what they're producing, what they're good at, but knowing about their vision, their mission, the recent news, their competitor is so important. It shows that you're proactive, that you're interested, and you are well prepared. And you should try to sprinkle all these things in your answers. So for example, when I was giving my interview for summer internship, the interviewer asked me, why should I select you to join my company? I answered this question with 2 points. First, I told him how my skills matches with the role, but the second thing which actually got me this job, I showed him how my values and my principles align with company's values and principle, and I gave him example for each. So that created an impression that one, I have done my research well, I know about the company, I am interested in joining the company, and also I'm a good culture fit for the company. And not just about the company, even if you know that who's going to interview you, make sure you read through their LinkedIn page, and if you find something common between their profile and your profile, it could be a good point to talk about. In most of the interviews, the interviewer will ask you if you have any question for them. Never leave that opportunity. It's a question basically to assess how much you know about the company, how much research you've done. So always use this opportunity to ask substantial question about the job, the role that you're going to do, or about the company's policies, or some recent news that you are more interested to know about. Okay, so those were my top 5 tips for cracking interviews. I hope this was helpful. Now talking about my interview experience. My worst interview experience was the one that I was talking about at the start of this video. So it was with IIM Kozhikode, and I remember that I think that day it was my cousin's wedding and I had to go for this interview. I was already in a very bad mood that, oh, why do I have to go when everybody's enjoying? But I was very confident for the interview, right? And I went and I sat inside. There were 2 professors. I gave my introduction. All their questions were very technical, mechanical engineering questions. Now I had done mechanical engineering, but it was from a government college, and it was like few years back, because after my engineering I also did job for 2 years, so I had forgotten all my basics. And none of my interviews before that asked me any question regarding my mechanical engineering, right? So I didn't bother to learn a lot about it. It was my mistake actually. Started asking me very detailed technical question, and I was like, I started saying, I don't know. I don't know. Started saying, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know for each and every question. And after 5 back to back, I don't know, they changed the subject. They started asking me questions about other things. But by the time I was in this weird mood where I just kept saying, I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. It got so weird, but the only thing was that I didn't lose my calm. Like I was not panicking, or I was not feeling, oh my god. I still sat very confidently and I was like, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't have any idea about it. And then when they talked about my hobbies, I spoke well about my hobbies. I asked them what were their hobbies. And in the end, before ending the interview, I did ask them what was their passion and what they do and everything. So I maintained my confidence till the end of the interview. But I did say a lot of I don't know. And I maintained this confident look. But the moment I was out of that room, I was literally like, oh my god, this is the worst interview of my life. My head was thumping and I was literally on the verge of tears, but I had to enjoy the wedding in the evening, so I just blocked that out and I was like, I'll deal with it later when the result comes. I actually got waitlisted in the first main list, but then when the second list came out, I was selected for Amcozy Code. Alright guys, that is for this video. I hope this was helpful for you. If there's any particular tip that you really like, then do let me know in the comments. If you have any more question about how to prepare for interview, how to answer questions or anything else, do let me know in the comment below. And yeah, let me know what other topics you want me to speak about. And do subscribe to my channel, because 90% of you are still coming but not subscribing. A lot of hard work and effort goes in making every video. So please do subscribe to my channel, and I'm really grateful for you guys. And I'll see you in the next vlog.